Okay. That's not a great way to start, just right off the bat. You know what I mean? That's not fantastic. What the what is this? And why? And why, Chad? And why? I ask you. That's not ideal. I don't know, man. You know, I don't know. Don't ask me why it works. I mean, it's not like I haven't even reset my computer. Okay. All right, well, we're back. Okay, so I went through some things yesterday after we finished. Oh, hey, look at that. I just kind of sat here and looked at the city for a minute, you know, and tried to figure out. I just feel like there's some things that we're missing. Okay? And there are some things that we're missing, and there's stuff that we can easily fix. So first thing I noticed whenever I was just sitting here looking, okay, and I was literally looking at this intersection, like why are we having so many problems with this intersection? And then I noticed this. So that's a goddamn problem. So let's take care of that first and foremost. We're just going to grab, and actually what we need to do to start is I think we need to raise all of this up. So I'm going to grab this, and we're going to get it all to this height. We're going to grab all of these things right in here so that we are even with that. Now we can smooth. So let's grab our level. Grab right here. Didn't even restart my computer, by the way. No idea why it decided it wasn't going to pull my input. I have been having nothing but problems with my capture card since I updated my PC, and I'm wondering if there's a larger problem with the capture card itself. But I don't know. So that was step one, right? Because now we're good. Now we're okay. No more water on the road. Number two is this. This thing is jacked up. So I want to, we're going to grab our traffic light tool, select this. Right now we're doing split phasing, protected left. Let's just do split phasing and allow turn on red and save that. And then I want to add on an additional lane to our highway on both sides. So we're going to take this from a 4 to a 6 lane highway right here. And from a 4 to a 6 lane highway here, we're going to sacrifice one home. And I need to have that work. Why are you not working? Might be able to do this just through move it. With a little bit of... Yeah, just like that. Now, I don't love the way that it looks. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, drop all those connections, and redraw them all back in. And we'll fix our right turns where all those things are happening. Make sure that these are correct. We don't want them making that turn, them making that turn. Yeah, so now that should, I'm hoping, resolve most of this. We'll let that run for a minute, but we've got backups all the way up to here, so that's not good. They thought about it, then they didn't. So next step up is I think we need to look at density. We are already making some changes here in the city. So I think we probably need to make some density changes over here. On this side of the world, we're looking okay, I think, through here. Yeah, I think I'm okay here. We do have room now for another something, though. I don't love the way that this looks. So what I think I'm going to do is do platter instead, so that we can designate where things are going to go. We will do the urban promenade. If I can find it. Urban promenade. And we'll let spawning jump in here. I did add some additional mods to the build this morning, and I'm pretty happy with them. Okay, I also don't love how this turned out. The scale of this is not my favorite. So I think what I want to do here is I'm gonna knock these back down, and we're gonna put in row homes instead, because that still just didn't have the look I was going for. So let's do the southwestern row homes. We'll do 3 deep on these. Actually, no, let's do 2 deep on these. I know the house that I'm looking for. Let me speed this up too, so that we can get some funds in the bank. A lot of these people look like they're just going right back in, which is great. And how are we doing on our traffic? It stayed pretty much the same. So the alternative here is this is just temporary to clean it up. Let's throw in a roundabout. Temporarily. Again, this is just to clean up the backup, because it's going to give priority all to these folks, holding these folks up. But it should clear the backup in just a couple minutes. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for, and these two are what we're looking for, because if you do them together, they look like that, and I love that. So we're gonna let these spawn all the way in. Actually, no, we're not. We're gonna stop. I'm gonna demolish, because I have what I need here. Okay. And I'm going to take these and just plant them. One, every other. Grab this. I screw that up, I did. And then we'll de-zone 1. That's what I'm looking for right there. I think that looks pretty good. I think I'd like them to be a little bit taller. What does, just for argument's sake, what does the 3-unit deep look like? There is no 4-unit deep in the Southwest US pack. But I do have another idea too. So anyway, things that I added to the build. So I have... I think it's actually in the settings menu. So we have trees reduce noise pollution. This is a... So in the base game, trees already reduce noise pollution. They don't reduce it enough for my liking. So I'm going to use this and change it. And see if that helps us with some of the noise problems we're having. We're not seeing any right here. We were up here and I removed those homes. So, or no, we didn't. They are. I was going to remove those homes, but it seems like that just adding that little thing has helped. So we'll see what this looks like, and then we'll decide whether or not we're going to keep these or if we're going to swap over to this. Our crime rate has gotten significantly better after adding in the helicopter. Okay. Now, I'm not going to lie, I do like that. So I think we are going to swap to that. Let's see what we get when throwing in an extra line here. I'm curious about just what they look like. If they're like this and we have like a left and a right, then we'll use the left and the right. I wish they were just a hair bit taller. Now my thought is, what I would like to do is take an alleyway and go behind here like this and connect into the road, and then I can also zone right here. See what these look like. See, I don't like that. I don't like that they're different. I like the other one. I think it looked more stylish, but we'll roll with it. It's fine. We'll take the extra space. There. Okay, so there's that. Next up. So I think our line of delineation on this particular area is going to be this road, Underhill Street. Anything north is going to be a higher density. So let's do a southwest. I'm going to do a UK. I just added in the UK pack. I want to see what these look like. So we'll throw in some UK density here, and then some medium density, and then I'm going to remove these. I'm not going to zone in at the end there. All right, we'll remove those houses, and then turn the density up just a bit here. And then these are the Germany. Just see what we get out of it here. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, I'm wondering if it's not worth throwing in a parking structure back here. Not a structure, but like a road, a parking road. I think it is probably worth that. And my thought is, if we do something like this and we come in from right here, we're not going to lose a whole lot. And we can change this into one way. And we're going to lose basically nothing. Yeah, I like that. Let's go with that. We'll let that zone in. And then I'm going to leave this for now being low density. I'm going to leave this for now being low density. I don't love that we got the same house up here, basically all the way across, but We're going to live with it for now because I don't want to start rezoning the world. I want to work down here, but okay. So next step up, I want to start emptying our landfill, and I'm going to spend the extra money. Not yet. Let's do some other. Let's let this empty and see if we can get it out without adding the additional upgrade. It will add some additional power output to it, but I'm not quite ready for that. Meantime, I want to buy these two squares to add in additional farms. I'm gonna do a farm right here too, I think, and maybe right here. So let's add in some additional farms. Now, what I want to do here is at this intersection, I want to create another rural highway and just go straight across the railroad tracks and then make some decisions based on the terrain. So we have this hill. I'm going to go this way with it. So eventually the plan is I actually need to remove that last little piece because we don't want to run right into those finger hills. We want to go to the right with it like this. The eventual plan will be to meet up with this highway over here and create another, there'll likely be another bridge connection depending on what we do over here. So that's the plan, right, for this highway. It's going to go kind of along this way and then out. But for now, let's do, so what do we have over here? I think we have, is it textiles? Yeah, cotton, and this is grain. Grain. Okay, so let's do a... shit, what am I doing? Not signature buildings. I need specialized industry. So we have grain and cotton. Let's do a vegetable farm here. And what I want to do... is leave enough room for the extra buildings we have. And we're going to take this straight out to the railroad tracks. I'm going to turn off snapping other than to 90s and turn on anarchy. So I'm going to turn off 90s for now too, so I can kind of wrap this appropriately. I want to leave enough for a property line. So I want this to be a 90. I like that. Okay. So now let's add in some greenhouses. So what I'm thinking is, like, people might be coming up this road. You know what I mean? So they're going to be driving onto this farm to buy, and maybe they're going to go into the greenhouse. And maybe we have like a little gravel parking lot where those who are coming to buy things at the farm will be able to park. Okay, then I'm going to bring another road off over here, and we'll do another farm. So I want to be cognizant of this hill. I don't have a whole lot of options here. I guess the next best would be maybe over here. Next up is going to be livestock. That property line in place. We're gonna, and for this one particular case, we are going to ignore that we don't own that one tile. We will own it eventually. Okay. And for this, turn off anarchy. Then I want these chicken coops and whatnot to be, I want to kind of have them over here. So we're going to bring off another road. Yikes, that's huge. God dang. There we go. Props are so cool, but I need them to actually work right now. Oh gosh. Okay, I need to edit that because I really want that to fit in there. So I want to bust this out. And then I'm going to remove that also. I think what I want to do is just kind of change the way some of this looks a little bit. Just have it make a little more sense anyway. Okay. And again, I think I want a gravel parking lot. Oh god, that's super weird. Oh, there we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, good. Now, over here, or do I want to do it here? I think it would look really good here. I want to do an orchard. I think it would look really good right here. But I do want to buy, I think, one more square. And then we're going to take our trees out here. We're going to remove all of these guys at 100%. And we're going to plant our own trees. Because it's going to look really good on this hill, I think. Do I want them going this way or this way? Let's place the business first. Let's do something like that. Hold on one second, chat. That's bullshit, dude. Hold on one second. Hey, Theo, what's going on, man? I just got a message from Amazon saying that they couldn't deliver my thing. That's dumb. I just got an email from Amazon saying they tried to deliver something at my house, but it failed. They were unable to do it. I just watched I have a Ring cam. I just watched the Ring camera. No one even pulled up to my house. The last person that has come to my house and driven up to my house was me. Fuck, dude. Paid extra for same day delivery too. That's annoying. Very, very, very annoying. Let's do rows of 6. I don't like this song. fuck yeah, I'm gonna lodge a complaint. I'm pissed off about it. And the reason it's saying is inclement weather. It's not even raining here. It was raining an hour ago. It hadn't even left the warehouse an hour ago. Like, it's bullshit. What it is, that's a delivery driver not wanting to do his job and taking an opportunity because it looked like it was going to rain. That's 100% what it is. Now, I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like how uniform those are. They're all facing the same way. We need to have a rotation difference. Yeah, inclement weather is the reason. And now, granted, I mean, you guys can't see this. My window's right here. It looks crappy out. It's pretty gray. And about an hour ago, it did rain. And the reason I know it rained is I was in it. I had to go pick up my daughter. I was there. I know it rained. Doesn't make any damn sense. That is, like I said, that is a delivery driver not wanting to do their job. And saw what the sky looked like and said, "Oh, you know what? I can do this. I can get away with it." It was supposed to be delivered at between 5 and 10 p.m. tonight. So it didn't even get shipped until close to 5. So I was probably that driver's first stop. And I know it's not like trees down because I was just out. I was just out and about. I was just there. It's just annoying, man. That's all. It's just annoying. That's it. It's an inconvenience, but it is an annoying one. A little bit of separation. Like, I mean, I should clarify. I don't want to see anybody ever get hurt. You know what I mean? Like, that's not why I'm upset. I'm upset because they didn't. It was just marked as though it's not completed, and that's annoying to me because they said they attempted delivery and they did not. That's what is annoying. It is not that they didn't complete the delivery. It's that they said they attempted it and they did not. That's what's pissing me off here. Okay, I want to do... There's other nuanced things about this too that are weighing on me a little bit. I already had a delivery from Amazon today. Another reason I'm somewhat pissed off. They were already here. I think I'm going to let that roll, and then I'm going to remove this row right here, which is where our road will come up. Connect that to the side of a building. So this doesn't have that cool add-on piece that the farms do. So this is just your standard kind of... Okay, now the next thing I want to do, I'm going to add that same sort of parking lot, the gravel parking lot. And then I want to create, using that new texture brush we have, the roads that the machines would kind of go on to get up, like the service roads. And I have it be in between all of the like generations of trees. This doesn't necessarily do anything for us right now, but it's going to look really cool when they start cutting down trees. Damn it. Oh. There we go. Okay. Now, while we're just building up funds, because that's kind of what we're doing right now, we're just waiting until we build up funds, I want to add in some different surfaces inside of these guys here. I got rid of the farming surfaces that we had. They were just the size of them and the time it took to download them whenever I would change something in my mods list was just massive. It was too big. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Now let's do the same thing here. Almost the whole thing here. Aside from this little piece right up here. That did it. Beautiful. Just makes that look a little bit better, I think. I think I'm going to do the same thing here and fill this. This is that forestry surface, but just adding that little bit of darkness actually makes it look way, way better. I don't know what this looks like, but I have a feeling it's not going to do what it's not going to look the way I want it to. But we can try it. I mean, actually, I don't hate it. I like that I can kind of spam the fill tool without needing to worry about a pattern. Okay, I like that. I'm good with it. There we go. So the other thing I want to do, I want to rework these tree lines. So what I'm going to do is grab the tree tool, make it a fairly wide area. And I'm just going to remove all these trees. And we're going to rework our tree break situation a little bit here. Make it look a little bit better. Now, in terms of what the tree break and what I want it to look like, I think that's it. Some spacing variation and a little bit of offset. And I wonder if I just need to make this tree break a little less, but I don't want to. Okay. Then the last thing we want to do after I finish this is just go through with some regular trees to give it a little more diversity. And we'll do that with the London plane in one size specifically with the line tool. With a lot more distance. Okay. And then we can add back in some just random trees inside here, and that will do it for us. So we'll do that and that and that on an area at a much smaller fill-in rate. Just to kind of bring it up and blend in a little bit better. Now I need to do something right here so it doesn't look dumb. Yeah, okay. Okay. I dig it. All right, so that's that. What else do we need to do here? How's our emptying going? It is empty. Let's trash this. We now have the money. Let's add in the additional incinerator. Clean up the remainder of that. And now we have a whole nother place for a farm. Let's go ahead and add a farm here. Let's do done grain, textiles. I think we have everything now. So grain is always the kind of my go-to. Turn off anarchy. Apparently that was not good enough, I guess. That was. Okay, and then let's grab edge here. Turn anarchy back on. All right, cool. I was going to do another one over here, but I think I'm going to relax on that for the time being and see what we need to do next. So we have a couple issues here. I think this should be okay with just moving it in. Okay, our highway situation solved, so we're going to remove that roundabout. I'm going to put the stoplight back in there. Now we're seeing some issues here. And I wonder if we could do a pedestrian crosswalk here. Like, there's just a lot of people walking for some reason. Oh, it doesn't like that. And there's no light here. Why is no one using this? Okay, so the next step is going to be to see if we can do that, because I mean that's a fairly significant backup. So the other thing I'm noticing here is these dudes are using this road. That's an easy fix. We're just going to sever it. And we'll put a park here instead. Actually, even better, I'll do a pedestrian street. To finish it off. No, I don't want that. I don't want it. Immediately, that was a no. Immediately. And then I was noticing initially, I don't know if it's still going to happen here. Doesn't look like it is, but we had a lot of people who were using these roads to get on and off instead of using our arterial. We're still seeing it. I'm going to remove this and this. That way we're forcing people onto Meadow Street, which is not Meadow Street. No, I guess it is. No, wait, I thought this was also Main. Wasn't this also Main Street? Because this was Main Street Extension. Oh, not that. Oh, what the hell is that keybind? Hold on. It didn't load. Oh, yes, it did. Alt-R. I swear that's what I was doing. Obviously not. There, that's better. So now Main Street goes all the way through town, which is great. Warlock, I just saw your message on YouTube. I have Restream up, but I didn't see your... I managed to miss the chat. I saw your name, but I didn't realize it was on YouTube. So another really cool addition I added was this guy, which is called Subdivision. So the way Subdivision works is we can say... So this is Greenwood City, right? Like, we're calling this Greenwood City. We can name this... I thought, anyway. Oh, maybe not. I was gonna say I thought we were able to do that. But apparently not. You should be able to do like it's meant to be a subdivision, but that's not working. I'll have to look in to see how that works. Now look, that backup is already back. That might have to just stay a roundabout. But I mean, part of the problem is this intersection here, although we've pretty much cleaned that up. I wonder if we could take a... five-lane asymmetrical and give them an additional turning lane. So now you've got 2 full lanes going that direction. Let's do the same thing on this side. Just add a little more capacity, that's all. Nobody ever suffered from more capacity, that's for sure. And if we don't like that, there's one other option. Tell you what I don't actually like is this. I hate that it's not like that. I'm wondering if we need to add another entry point into the city. And I don't really want to do it right here, but we may have to do it right here. And then just take our bridge off of this. Sometimes adjustments need to be made, you know? So for this change here, I'm going to do a similar to this one, I think. Maybe we can help to alleviate some of the traffic hitting the next on-ramp. If we can pull some of what is trying to go over there here. So instead of making that, like, they're kind of, if they're trying to come onto this side of the city, they're trapped. They have to take this one. So let me see if we can fix that. See if that can pull some of the traffic off. And if that doesn't work, we have to run a roundabout there. There's just no two ways about it. It doesn't seem like we're pulling any... I mean, we're getting one or two, but not very many people are taking this off-ramp. I think this probably has to then be a roundabout intersection. Damn. I was really hoping to avoid that. Well, if we're going to make it one, let's make it a nice one. I still see people crossing without using that pedestrian crosswalk right here. There's no crosswalk there at all, and they're not using this. There's a method to my madness. I just saw something. People were taking this way. They were going here, straight up through, instead of using the arterial. They were using the shortcut. Just need to make it a little less convenient. Yep, now people are using the arterial. Okay. That makes me feel a little better. This might be a waste. If it is, we're going to go back to our original plan of taking this up over. And we're actually going to do that now. I think we're going to go ahead and build that. Let's go ahead and grab this because we have money. And I want to plan for the future, where we're going to have a road kind of connecting right in here. This will be another highway that will kind of go this way. Eventually, this is not going to stay there forever, obviously. So let's bring this over and go this way with it and connect into the highway that's right here. Goal is to just get over that road and not have an error, which is right there. Now we will run our bridge segment. And for the bridge, we want a 4-lane. Let's do the truss arch. Great. Interesting. So I'm thinking I can solve this. Hold on. I mean, that's a straight ass bridge though. That's flat as it gets. Is about as good as I can get, I think. And I'm going to make this a highway segment, one of our rural highways. Like that. And I want the first segment of this to be elevated with a retaining wall. Like that. And then that will be hillside. Okay, now we can run this highway where it needs to go. Drop it down. And this is an eventuality. We're not really worried about where it's headed right now. But eventually it's going to come to right here. Where we can finish this up, I guess. This highway is going to be taking it over. Just like that. And then we'll worry about where that's going to go another time. Okay. Now, eventually, when this it likely becomes a residential community, it'll be really nice to redevelop this, and we'll be able to put some form or fashion of a shopping center in here. Like, it would make sense for it to be there. So Now, we did have something burned to the ground. I don't love that. But I really do love how those Germany buildings look. Oh, man, those look great. So the reason that burned down, if you remember, we put in the Ghostbusters firehouse. And it has one engine, so if there's already another fire happening somewhere else, we're basically dead in the water. So now that we have the money, I think it's worth upgrading our firehouse, and we can do the. Oh god, I love the Germany one. Oh gosh, I really like that one. Well, the USA Southwest is my go-to for a reason. It's just perfect. So let's go ahead and do that. Where do we want it? Man, if it would fit right there, it'd be perfect. It does fit right there, but we knocked down way too many buildings to plant it there. Same here. So I think we're going to have to put it in our light residential neighborhood. I don't want it on the arterial, but if we did it just off of it, something like right here maybe, we can run an alley up to that. And we'll take off the light there. And then I just want to make sure that, yeah, that planted the way that I wanted it to. Okay. Now we have a better firehouse. This guy can go down, crushed. And we can throw in another row home. For whatever reason, it pulled the just the chimney. But there we go. Okay. Better. I hear barking. I wonder if that means Amazon turned around after I bitched. No, that is not what it meant. It's annoying, chat. That's really annoying. I mean, really, really annoying. So inside here, I mean, just barely can't fit that. I don't think there's any other parks at the same size of that, is there? I mean, that's just the perfect fit. It needs to be there. It needs to be there. It's just the perfect fit. Just do a little bit of landscaping here. Hey, Diddley, what's up, man? Sorry, I just saw your message. I don't know why I'm not looking over it. You know, I know why I'm not looking over it. It's because the chats are different. The chats are different now, is the problem. And I'm not seeing the I'm not seeing it flash up on me. So yeah, now I should see it now. I changed my window a little bit. Hopefully I'll see it. Anyway, what's going on, man? Hope everything's good with you. Oh, nice. Well, this is my last week, last day before basically all of my holiday is done. I have nothing left. There's no, I have nothing. is the bottom line. I've got nothing. No more reasons for me to not go to work, which is supremely disappointing. The next time I'll be able to take off is when we go to Disney. And again, I shouldn't be complaining because the next time I'll take off, it's because we're going to Disney. Still, it's annoying. That month off probably broke me. If we're gonna be honest about it, it probably broke me. Taking that amount of time might have been a mistake. Okay. What is that helicopter? Is that the police helicopter? Because I was thinking about knocking that down. And just taking the helicopter piece of it off. It's only $12,000 a month, though. That's not. Oh gosh, sorry. That's not all that bad, really. Look at how many pedestrians there are. It might be time to start thinking about bike traffic. Because that's like a lot of people just walking. Look at that. Or you know what we don't have? You know what we don't have? We don't have public transit at all. Nope. We don't have anything. I'm a little concerned about that, though. Why are we not getting to everybody? All right, we need to build a bus depot with the quickness. Can I fit one right here? Yep, if I knock this down, I can. It's only 10 vehicles, but that'll get us going for now. All right, let's start doing some bus work, because that's a crazy situation what we have going on there. So let's do right here. Right here. Okay. And then we will do there and there. There and there. There and there. And then up here we'll do a bus station. Shit, nothing fits without taking something down pretty significant. Okay. Bike infrastructure is going to be tough here. It's going to be very, very tough. I think we can make it work, but it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. Okay. So this should help to alleviate basically everything that we were dealing with here. So, using the bus station, I'm going to first and foremost create one route directly out of town. We're going to take another route out that way. I'm going to add on the extra platforms, the station services. Oh, shit. That doesn't fit. Without knocking more fucking residential down. It just adds comfort. I think I'm going to live with it then. We don't have taxis unlocked yet, so... Okay. Hate that for me that we're already out of... So we've got one bus assigned to each of those. Everything else we're going to do here is going to be... around town. So we'll take one to here. trying to make it make sense so that we get full coverage on all the areas. And then now I need to go through and just reduce all of those. I hate this. This is one of the dumbest things, how you can't just go back from this line and adjust from, like, when I click that X, it should take me right back to this interface. That is such a stupid thing. Sign 2 there. Sign. Two there. Two there. So that is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have one extra, and I'll add it back into this. So the internal routes all have 2. The external routes all have 1. Immediately had a problem with that. We're seeing passenger. We're seeing ridership. We're going to let it roll and see if that helps. The next thing I want to do is kind of go through these areas where we added in bus stops and add some nodes, so we're not giving up the entire sidewalk to a bus stop. Like, we don't need that, you know what I mean? I think the next one's down here. Like, that's more than reasonable. That is not, you know what I mean? Like, we don't need that. We can survive with that. That's okay. Okay, that's better. So next step, bikes. I still want to add bike lanes because I think that will help us as well. So we need to figure out how to get from, like, our main city area to this neighborhood in a way that is safe for the bikes. Because I don't think going up Main Street is the answer. Now we could do something like here. What does it look like to add bike lanes to that? You can't add bike lanes to that. So here's what I'm thinking right now. If we do a set inside of here, I'm gonna sacrifice that house, but it's for the greater good. You too. Sorry. Yeah, that just confirms that that's exactly what I want to do. Do a bridge here. I'm not certain that we don't bridge over right here. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that needs to be long. Yikes, I don't know about all that. Not whenever I could do basically that and get away with it. Oh my. It might be on Main Street. We may not have a choice. What's up? Yes. What's up?
What do we do?
I don't know. Why? Well, I'm going to work. Why? I can't hear you. Oh. I mean, I will be at work. Just an insane amount of pedestrians. Like, it's just ridiculous that this is even like a conversation we're having. Now we can add going this way. So that gives pretty decent access to the industrial park. That's a pretty massive drop. 29%'s a lot. 18% is a lot. So I wonder if I could do something to get it over to here. I'm much happier with that at 9%. And then we'll take the walking path and have it connect into here. This is, I don't think there's a good way to do this one. I think that we're probably just going to be stuck dealing with whatever that grade looks like. 19 is just insanity. The only other way I could do it would be to bring it around here, but I don't want to do that. Because there's no other way in. Other than knocking this building down, which is also kind of crazy. Yeah, but even the game's like, you can't do that. That's really steep, bro. More comfortable with a 10. Okay. Now I just want to make connections, and I want to add in some more like meaningful lanes along here. So like this whole area could have a dedicated lane. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Okay. Now let's do some bike parking, and that should get us in an okay spot. And my guess is people are going to start using this almost immediately. Just because of how bad traffic is. I'm gonna remove it from right here and add it right here instead. The bus route is messing this up. Make a connection there. Got a connection there. Okay, let's keep on adding parking here. So I was doing, I got a garage there. Anywhere we have space and I can put a full-ass garage on here, I'm going to. I believe the comfort on this is significantly higher. And with these only being, what, $1,000. Cares. Curious as to when we're going to start seeing people use the lanes. Well, there's some. I see one right there. Oh, that's a walker. Never mind. I don't think it's going to take very long. Okay, so we need to figure out this side of the city yet, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. My initial thought is we almost have to go down on Main Street, which really, really sucks. Otherwise, I could maybe we could tunnel. What's it look like even going right here? Yeah, 14%, dude, is wild. %'s a lot more doable. Now we're gonna have to lose a house here. No, maybe not. I might be able to bring it in right here. Oh, man. I think I can do it. Sure can. Okay, now we can do some things here. Shit, this isn't where I thought it was. I thought we were over here already. Okay, so we need another bridge. We'll do it right here. I think a pedestrian combo is probably the move here. Sucks. That one we can just do as a straight shot. Okay, now we're in the right place. I don't love the idea of sending this on Main Street, but maybe if we can set it up so that they can walk right here and right here, like they can get to Main Street and then walk, is kind of my initial thought right now, because I don't love the idea of putting bike lanes on Main Street. It's just, I don't think that it's something that would be nearly safe enough to even consider. There we go. I see bikes. I'll put some here. That's about as far as I want somebody to go with it, though. Lots of people walking already, though. Yep, there's the bike traffic. All right, cool. We can slow down things happening. Let's go ahead and put on bike lanes to this section. I'm really beginning to worry that our medical center is having a hard time keeping up. I wonder if it's time to start thinking about a hospital. I mean, we've been talking about where we're going to put it. It's all, we knew it was going to go right here. That may have to change now that we have some bike lanes in place. I really wanted to use this guy, the North American Community Hospital. I think that this is just an awesome looking asset. And to me, it actually looks like what a hospital is in North America. Problem is, you can see it is a massive freaking building. But it has a helicopter pad on it, and it's ready to roll. So if we can find a spot for this, I'm really thinking that we're going to end up having to knock down some of these houses, because it will fit right here. Not some of, almost half of. Otherwise, we're building out here, which isn't necessarily an impossibility. I mean, we could take some of these houses and put this guy right here. But then you're one way in, one way out. You're cul-de-sacing your hospital. Like, that doesn't sound like a good idea to me. We're seeing things burn down too. We're gonna have to put a fire station out here. We could almost get it in here. With a little bit of changes, we could get it in here. We really wouldn't even have to change all that much. That's a possibility. We do have access to this right here. Which would give us direct highway access. I mean, otherwise, we're like knocking down legitimately something like this. And that's how much I would need to knock out. I mean, we're losing dozens of homes. I think that's the answer right here. I think it's going to be right here. We're going to have to do some serious terraforming. But I think this is where I want it. Now we do still need to get something up to here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to try and use our slope tool to get to right here. That's a 7% grade. I mean, you can't ask for much better, to be perfectly honest. we still have parking right there. If we do that there, add in lanes again right here. And then going up the hill on this side, if we put a retaining wall in, that was a little much in terms of what we did, but I like it. Now this appears to be a working entrance, and this is not. Anyway, let's move you over to there. Bring that up there so that we have the access. That's got 300 hospital rooms. Man, that is beautiful. Look at that. The emergency room, that is incredible. That looks so good. Okay, I'm going to leave the medical clinic roll because we have the money for it. That way we can just double up. This doesn't add any additional ambulances, which is the problem. We do need to add in some sort of a fire solution over here. I've put myself in a really rough position. Building over here is not simple. I mean, and I don't really care about knocking down buildings. I'm just making it harder on myself. My dogs have not stopped barking for like an hour and a half. Have not stopped barking. At nothing. They're barking at nothing. Hey, hold on one second, chat. I just got a notification too that my my AMS, my 3D printer jacked up. It froze for some reason. It stopped printing. So let me go see what's going on over there. I think the Netherlands is going to be the answer. Kind of looks nice for a small community fire station too. I like it. So we'll roll with that and give that some coverage over here. Knock that down and let it rebuild. Give me 2 seconds, chat. I'll be right back. Let me go see what's going on with this and why it's not working. Alrighty. We're in good shape. By the way, I didn't call it out at the beginning of the stream because, you know, things went a little haywire, but I do want to make a shout out to Atlas Lion 67 who followed yesterday when we were playing. So appreciate that. All right, chat, let's start developing out our next section of the city, which is going to be right here, kind of our waterfront area. And I want to redo some of this. I was just kind of conceptualizing what I wanted it to look like, I think. So I'm going to reduce this down a little bit. Just to right here so that I can loop this around fairly evenly. All right, let me fix our power situation here. It's interfering with the ground level. There we go. And then I'm going to take my road. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right there. What kind of drop-off are we looking at here? Not much. Not much at all. No, we can live with that, I think. We can live with that, I think. Make our connection back up. So I believe at the moment that is our only power station, so... Oh, no, we still have this. We still have the coal. We're doing okay there. When that thing comes down, we're gonna be in really, really good shape. Because it's gonna change the Why is that a medium density road? That's perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for here, chat. So what we're going to do is take our southwest homes. I'm just going to do this little bit to start. Let those zone in, because we don't have those anywhere at the moment. That was terrifying. I heard a sound I haven't heard before. That's because I haven't used that piece of equipment before, and I didn't know what to expect. My fault. That freaked me out. I just got, for my 3D printer, I have a Bamboo Lab. I just got an AMS. Never had one before. Neither here nor there. I kept hearing this like squealing from the back. It's a new filament loading. Yikes. Anyway, let's do... So what I'm thinking here is we do some mixed density or mixed residential right in this section. I want to keep it to the southwest because it's gonna be fairly modern. And let's do just to the side of the road, individual. And then I want to make sure that whenever I'm doing this, we're varying up what we're getting, so that we don't get a lot of duplicates. And then for this next section, I want to go in and do the waterfront businesses. Oh, and I want parking in here, so I'm gonna throw a parking lot in here real quick. Actually, let's do a parking garage. And then on the other side of this, we'll do some southwestern businesses. And then the remainder will be our standard northeastern. Now down here, we have some finished. There we go. That's what we're looking for. We'll stop and remove all of those. And then so that I know we're going to get it looking the way that I want it, we'll plop all of these. And then here I want some low rent options. We do have high density buildings now too. And back in here, this is a great spot for, well, a couple different things. So firstly, we need to get back there. Ideally, not lose a building in the process. We need a tree break right here. It's going to need to be a fairly heavy one. This is about the only way these dudes aren't going to flip out about the noise coming from the highway. On my 3D printer jacked again. 2 seconds. That's something I'm gonna have to figure out. If it fails again, I'll stop for a minute. But my the AMS keeps having issues feeding into the hub. We'll have to look into that and see what's going on. I'm not gonna deal with it again if it jacks up. We'll just let it roll. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy with where the city is right now. Okay, I think our next step is to think about water and wastewater specifically. So let's get in a water treatment plant. Start the process on this guy. Let's see, where do I want him? I do like over here. It's a fairly, oh no, I guess I was gonna say it's a fairly steep drop off right there, isn't it? But it is not. Okay, now we can decommission our sewage outflow pipe, which is right here. And I believe that may actually help us with some water. We might be able to start exporting a little more water. It freed up a bunch of additional water. Now, I have this set up. It is not at all a problem for us to throw in a pumping station as well if we decide we need to. In fact, the pumping station is cheaper than this guy, I believe. So this is using 51-ish or 15.1 thousand. We can do a pumping station for 4,000 plus the workers. It ends up being, I think it's around 11. So we could get it a little bit cheaper per month. It's not going to make that big of a difference, though. Taxes, we're still pretty high on all of our taxes. Let's see if I can drop this without going into the negative. I cannot. Okay, so next thing on the list that I wanted to work out today was at least the next step in our education platform. So we have the Stripe College, which is nice and small. It's kind of like a community college situation, and I really like it for what we're looking at right now. It's good for a small city, which is us. So I want to find a place where we can put this with some decent parking. It just failed again. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. With some decent parking for the students who are going to be there. So I'm thinking maybe right here, although I don't want it on that main use. Let's see. Oh, I don't hate it right here. Yeah, let's do that. I don't hate it right there. Let's just do some landscaping here. That gives plenty of parking as well. And there we have it. So now that should fill up pretty quickly. We should have a bunch of workers who are ready to be educated. Now, I don't believe that I have a university like that. I do not yet. They haven't made a university. The person who made this asset, I actually don't remember that. I don't think it was Joe Gorski. Let me see here. Patrick Ett made it. He has a bunch of different assets. We're actually using his assets in a few other places as well. Just super good. We have to look at another elementary school. So let's go over here and we'll build an elementary school. Now, I had sort of planned on doing something over here elementary-wise anyway. So I'm thinking right in here. Yeah, I think right in here is the way. So what do we have elementary-wise? I think this is it. This is one of the newer mods I have as well. Yeah, we can work that out. I mean, that just looks amazing. It looks so good. Now let's throw in a parking lot for the staff. It's got a playground attached to it. I don't think... Oh, there are upgrades. Look at that. Improved playgrounds, an extra classroom, and then a school extension wing. So right now, right off the bat, this dude holds 380, and we can increase to 680 and plus another 50. So what, 720? We can do 720 students, but I think it fits in really nicely. I think it fits in really nicely in the area. Yeah, no, I like it. I don't have no notes at all. Like, it just looks fantastic. Actually, if I were to have notes, it would be that I want this to be green, I think. But to remove it, we have to remove that whole surface. So I think what we can do... God damn it. Okay. This is going to screw me. I'm telling you, I just feel that it's going to do it. I feel it. How about that? I'm just going to preemptively do it. F it. Yeah, like, I want this to be green. Yeah, I just think that just looks better. We need something right on the end here. But I can't seem to get that to work, so let's force it. The Unsymmetries building is... That's making me read. Sorry, Ocean. I understand it. I get it. I just think that it matches the neighborhood so well. And adding some balance... I will eventually be able to add balance to it. It'll make it a little more balanced. I don't want to do it because I don't need it right now. We don't have the enrollment to justify it yet. I am going to assign... Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Man, still having a ton of issues here, too. See if that helps a little bit. And if it does not, that will turn into a roundabout as well. Because that has, I mean, pretty much completely cleared our issues there. You know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to preemptively do it because I know it's going to solve the problem. And that does fit, so yeah, let's do it. Separate these out just a hair so we get some green in between. And that'll do it. I'm going to turn this into a highway segment. It occurred to me just now that there is an absolute chance that that would not have worked because I had anarchy on, but whatever, it's fine. Fine, it worked, right? A French primary school. What is that? What is this, Vancouver? I don't know, but I love the asset. I just love the asset. All right, so I think I renamed this the Greenwood Elementary School. Let's do Greenwood City Elementary School. And then we need a different name for this area. What street is this actually on? Rosewood. Doing okay on high school, right? Yeah, we're okay on high school. College is saying 0. Did we enroll that many people in here already? Holy cow. Okay. Well, I guess we need another college. I kind of want to just let it roll, though, because I think that once this is done, once people graduate, we'll be okay. Being a father, being a dad is exhausting, but not nearly as bad as being a dad with whatever sort of mental illness I have that despises having someone open and close a door repeatedly. For the last 5 minutes, I kid you not, someone, and when I say someone, I mean my daughter, it is absolutely Harper, has been opening and closing the door to come downstairs where my stream setup is. She opens the door, she slams the door. She opens the door, she slams the door. I don't know that there is anything on this planet that is more infuriating than that. For me. What was I working on? College. We're going to let the college roll. No. Did we not put mail coverage in? We might have been so broke that we didn't add in a post office. We were so broke we didn't add in a post office. Let's add in our let's build a post office. I have this, so this is a new post office that I found on Paradox Mods. And it was meant for another map, but I think it will work well here as well, aesthetics-wise. If we can find a decent spot for it. We are damn near out of space in the city. Which means we are not going to have an option but to remove some of these homes and houses that are in here. And I think that's a greater good situation, but this is the Sunbury post office. And in terms of a city post office, I think that pretty much is exactly what it looks like. So, for a mid-range city, that's the one. Let's go ahead and add in our post office boxes. So that does cover damn near the entire city, which is fantastic. We'll put a box here and a box over here in between those houses. And a box. Is there any shot at all? Any shot? You could stop opening and closing that door. Is there any chance of that at all? To do what? I don't think that's a good idea. You don't have a swing yet.
Well, you can swing.
Okay. Just go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's fine. Go ahead. I'm happy that you want to practice. Go ahead. Do your thing. Just please stop slamming my door. Thank you. How's that finger working? That's why you have more. Alright, so we need cell coverage also. Let's throw another cell tower up here and see what that does for us. Just about covers everything entirely. Let's throw one out here for posterity's sake. And I think we need one more over in this region. And I think doing it up here makes decent sense. There we go. Now, we have pretty much stopped making money, which means it's time to start considering an expansion. So, I want it to make sense inside of the lore of the city that we're building. Which, unfortunately, likely means we're probably going to knock down one of these farms that we just built today. It's either that or we do something here. That's pretty flat. I think we could do something here. Let's grab... Looks like we can do this with probably 2. We'll grab 3. And we should be able to build a decent little housing plan here. Need to be cognizant of that. I think we're okay because of the way that the wind is blowing, but we need to be aware of it. This is actually not as good as I thought it was going to be. A lot of it is because of this power line. I mean, we should be able to make something happen here, but it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. And we can do some stuff because of how flat this is, but I thought I'd be able to do more than what I'm actually able to do. We open up a whole lot more land back there. Hang on, chat. 2 seconds. Alright, let's build out this community and then I'm going to get out of here. Ladder. Let's use... What are we thinking here, chat? I think we're going to use one of these guys. Let's use number 4. Nope, let's not use number 4. Number 3. Number 3 is much better. And let's use the smaller. Yes, I like it. With a little bit of space in between each of the homes. Those people are going to get a really nice settlement at some point because of the power lines over top of their house. So that's really cool for them. I'm not gonna lie, we're actually getting more houses out of here than what I thought, and because we're skipping so many with those spaces in between, we could actually probably add another 25%, if not more. But I like what I like what we've got going on here, so I'm not gonna do that. But funny to listen to, guys. I left my front door open because my kids were going outside to swing golf clubs. I just got my son his first set of golf clubs. My daughter has had hers for maybe 2 weeks. And I gave her a lesson. I'm a pretty decent golfer, so I gave my daughter a lesson. And now she's out trying to teach my son. She has had one singular lesson, has never played golf before in her life on the course. And she's out there trying to teach my son how to golf. She's never golfed. She went to the range a single time. She is now the expert. My son's clubs literally came today, earlier this morning. He didn't know that I had gotten them. It was sort of a surprise. They've both been asking about it because they know that I golf. Like I'm in a league. I play a lot. Now I play a lot anyway. I didn't used to, but now I do. And they were both like, when can we learn how to golf? I really want to learn how to golf. So I had gotten a set for Liz, and she just hasn't had a chance to play. And now my daughter's grown so much that the clubs that I had gotten for Liz are almost good enough for her to use. So I'm like, you know what? Let's see if she can, and she can swing. She has a supernatural golf swing. I mean, she's going to be one of those kids that like sports just come naturally to her, which irritates the shit out of my son because he's not as athletically inclined as she is. But now that he's out there swinging, it's just funny listening to them talk. It's hilarious. All right, so that is another community that will get some more people, and it's already increased our budget just having those folks move in. I am a little bit concerned about the proximity to, I'm a little concerned about that. So I think for the next stream, we should probably put a geothermal plant on the priority list. We have multiple places that we could build it, but I'm earmarking right here. We'll have to do some craziness to the land. But no, maybe not. Maybe not. We might be able to fit it without too much. Otherwise, we're going to be going out here and doing something, and I'm okay with that too. We have access out here where we could put the entire thing. There's highway access. We could put the entire thing right here and start building something around this. I don't know. We'll see. But that's for another time. For now,